Reports of domestic abuse to Women's Aid rose by a third last year, the highest level they've ever seen. More than 62,000 incidents were reported, including serious cases of violence, coercive control and threats to life, with many women facing continued abuse even after leaving a partner. Women's Aid says the figures point to both the scale of the abuse and the ongoing barriers that victims face when they're seeking safety and justice. Sarah Benson is Chief Executive of Women's Aid and is with us now in our studio, and you're very welcome to the programme, Sarah. The figures that you're publishing this morning, they paint a very stark picture.
They do indeed, Justin. Women's Aid runs the National Domestic Violence Helpline and a range of face-to-face services in Dublin and a high-risk support project that extends across most of the country. And we had 37,790 individual contacts with our services, but with that 62,000 disclosures of abuse. And that is actually just the tip of the iceberg. And so what we are doing is just raising awareness of something that is, we believe, at epidemic levels in our society here.
Why are disclosures rising so sharply? Are more women coming forward, or is abuse getting worse?
So to explain the difference between contacts and disclosures is the fact that domestic abuse is never just one single incident of abuse. And when women are engaging with us, and certainly the helpline reported longer, more complex calls, the more they speak to us, the more they disclose many different multiple forms that can range across emotional abuse, economic abuse, physical, sexual, psychological. And for the first time, the National Helpline team gathered data on the number of calls that constituted what we describe as coercive control, and they numbered over 11,000. It's highly likely, though, that many thousands of the callers were experiencing that, but this is what was disclosed.
And just tell us what coercive control is then, and what you found when you looked into those incidents.
So coercive control, it's a criminal offence. It's been a crime in Ireland since the start of 2019, and it is a persistent pattern of abusive, coercive and controlling behaviour. It is normally made up of multiple different tactics of abuse, some of which on their own may not constitute an offence, but when you have that pattern and the impact on the victim is absolute control, a feeling of being completely trapped, isolated, and it is also very, very dangerous, even where there isn't initially physical violence. One of the things that we want to highlight is that nearly a third of the contacts we had were where women were suffering post-separation abuse. So that point of leaving can be a point of escalated risk. So that's why we want to raise awareness of this, so that more people in our society will be vigilant to supporting those who are in this situation.
How severe are the cases that you're seeing now compared to previous years?
Well, what I want to say is, and for anyone listening, is if your relationship feels unsafe or dangerous, reach out at the earliest opportunity. Our helpline is there 24 hours a day. It's 1800 341 900. We don't want people to wait until they are in crisis. So sometimes callers are ringing when things just feel wrong and want to talk about it. But we are also engaging with women who are in absolute crisis. I mentioned our high risk support project, which is in partnership with An Garda Síochána and local support services around the country, where women and their children are assessed at being at continued serious risk of harm, including murder, post-separation. And, tragically, we also record the femicide report for this country, and last year we lost 7 women to violence.
Yes, and so many of the domestic violence disclosures that you're recording this morning relate to children. Almost 5,000 of them relate to children.
Yeah, coming back to that, understanding that concept of coercive control. If coercive control is being perpetrated against an adult partner and there are children in the home, very, very commonly the children are also being subjected to coercion and control. They may not be the primary target, but the harm is very real nonetheless.
And you say that this is the tip of the iceberg. I mean, is it possible to quantify how much abuse is still hidden?
Well, we do know from the most recent Eurostat data that 35% of women in this country suffer physical, psychological or sexual abuse from a partner. So, quantifiably, that is an absolutely enormous number. We know from research we've conducted that about a third of victims will never tell anybody what is going on. And so it's only the smallest proportion who are actually reaching out for specialist support or to the Gardaí. And even with that in mind, 65,000 contacts cases with the Gardaí that were domestic violence related last year.
Why does so much abuse continue even after women have left a violent or abusive partner?
Well, domestic abuse is fundamentally rooted in a sense of entitlement on the part of somebody who perpetrates it to achieve power and control over their partner. So it's the opposite of a healthy, respectful, equally mutually negotiated relationship. I mean, every relationship has its ups and downs. This is different. This is about somebody getting their needs met through, abusive tactics. It's very rooted in kind of, a kind of misogynist point of view in terms of gender roles, and it's very systemically rooted, and it's absolutely pervasive. And whilst men absolutely can suffer as well, and we work with our colleagues in the male advice line to refer, and it also happens in LGBT relationships completely, it is a very gendered issue. And there's also issues around equality, access to money, resources, which mean that it can be harder to actually escape a relationship.
You're also saying that the system does need to change to better protect victims, and you've been speaking about reforms that are needed in the family law system.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we published groundbreaking research that we commissioned from Trinity College and UCC School of Law last year, which found that, the actual issue of domestic abuse, coercive control is endemic in our family law system, but the system is not by design consciously focusing on that. If that is done by design with the implementation of the Family Courts Act, if the work of the Family Justice Strategy continues with the much needed reforms, it must do so understanding that it's more likely than not that domestic abuse is prevalent in that system.